They did a wonderful job. When it's that doggone cold, our salt does not work. But they were out there scraping, and as soon as the sun would pop out, the salt would take off working. If you noticed what TDOT was using, it was a brine solution. It's a liquid brine solution, and it is activated at a much colder temperature, evidently close to zero. And it worked really well on 4 lanes. Usually it's when you hit the Jonesborough limits that all the roads are clear. This time, in this extreme cold, when you hit the Jonesborough limits going the other way, the roads were more clear. And that's just a function of the brine. Craig Ford has asked for Christmas this year a brining system and a new truck.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And we just have to learn how to spell brine, so we'll know what to get. But it's but we survived, and it was a all hands on deck effort, to say the least, for 2 solid weeks and 2 weekends in a row. So if anybody ever says, hey, come on in. If anybody ever says that we don't get winter weather anymore, you can say, oh, yeah. We've had a little dose of it, and that's about all I want, quite honestly. So let me find my glasses here. Well, welcome, everybody. We've got a good lineup for you tonight. Let's go ahead and call our meeting into order. We've got a public hearing first, and if anyone is here to speak at that public hearing, you can come up when we announce the title of this ordinance. The only item tonight is an ordinance to amend the Jonesborough Municipal Code, Title I, Chapter 5, Section 1-502, Composition, Appointment, and Membership of the Recreation Advisory Commission to expand the membership from 11 to 12 members. Would anyone like to say anything regarding that? Okay, that public hearing is now closed. Welcome to the meeting. We're all here together. Let's stand up, please. We're going to do a couple of things. We're going to pray, and then we're going to salute our flag. And I'm going to give the prayer tonight. We've got some things going on in the community. You know, this is the time of year when folks are sensitive to the weather, when you get a little older, when things tend to come to a head more often. Marcy Hawley, I hope everyone will remember Marcy. She's leaving the hospital, going into rehab at NHC, I believe Isabel said. Her granddaughter Isabel here. And that will happen hopefully today. And then Scott Gillum, Tom Pardue's son-in-law, married to Aaron, his youngest daughter, has had a massive stroke. And he's a young man. And so we're going to pray tonight for both Scott and Marcy as we give the prayer. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father God, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for our many blessings, God. Thank you for the beautiful day you gave us. We'd almost forgotten what 60 felt like, but you got us there, and it was great. It's melting a lot of that ice. Lord, we thank you for the safety and the security you provided us during this most recent weather event. God, we're very thankful for our town crews, our police, our fire, everybody involved in keeping our citizens and our community safe around the year, regardless of what the weather is doing. God, we ask special prayer tonight for Marcy Hawley and Scott Gillum. We ask that you will be with them, Lord. Bless them, bless their families, reassure them, their families, God, and just give them the comfort of knowing that you are in charge in these various health situations. God, we ask that you lift up those families, that you inspire folks around them, their friends, their neighbors, people in our community, to reach out to them, tell them that you love them, and just to help them in any way possible in what is arguably the most unimaginable and tragic time of certainly the Gillum family's lives. God, I just ask that you will be with us tonight, guide our hearts and minds during our discussions, and these things we ask in your Son Jesus' name. Amen. Ruth Verhage, you are present and accounted for. Who is going to give our pledge tonight, Ruth?
Carolyn Andrews.
Carolyn, would you come front and center, please, young lady?
Let's face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, you may be seated. Thank you, Carolyn. All right, Madam Recorder, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Wolf,
Present.
Alderman Causey. Here. Alderman Countermine.
Here.
Alderman Dixon.
Here.
Alderman Jenkins.
Here.
All right. We are all present and accounted for, and that is a great thing. Got a consent agenda up next. First of all, I want to make a couple comments. I really appreciated the comprehensive nature and the detail of the utilities report this month. I'm sure all of you read that. All of you saw it. If you haven't seen it, if you're watching at home, go on our website and pull up the report from the utilities director. There is a whole lot of stuff going on, and this is the first time that we've had a comprehensive report. And I've asked that this be the case moving forward. I think it really helps you get your arms around everything. One thing of note, we did have generators on standby. The generators that we've got going in at the water plant, the intake, and Rock House Road are not completely installed. They're lacking some switch gear and other things that seem to just lag coming in. And it's big stuff. You can't go to Walmart and buy it. But we did have the foresight utilities director did to get generators on standby at all those places. You just don't know what's going to happen in one of these weather events. And the last thing we wanted to get into was a situation where we didn't have power again. No matter how hard you try, there's only so much you can do. And when it gets down to 0 or -4, and then you have a foot of snow, who'd have thunk it? So they did a great job. We didn't have to use them. And hopefully for the next weather event, we will have our own generators on standby on a permanent basis at all these critical places. And that will be a new day for Jonesborough Utilities. Looking forward to that. And I've got, since Coburn is here, I want to introduce all of you to a new term that was in the utilities report that I didn't know existed. Who knows what a fatberg is? And it's not a person, I promise. A fatberg. I had never heard that term, Coburn. Did you invent that term? That's an industry term. Can you, in a polite, civilized way, describe what a fatberg is, please?
It is all the things that are incompatible with wastewater that gets together and makes sense.
Man, so basically an iceberg of really bad stuff in the middle of your sewer plant. And I think we had to deal with a fatberg recently, and lo and behold, we won. We beat the fatberg. It's kind of like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, I guess, in Ghostbusters. But he's gone, but I didn't know a fatberg existed. So thank you, Coburn, for dealing with the fatberg. Yep, very much. All right, Zach, do you have anything to add to the consent agenda?
Yeah, I'm going to recuse myself from the consent agenda because I
Have an item, okay?
Yeah.
All right, you're free to go, and we'll try to handle it without you. Alderman, is there anything you wish to remove from the consent agenda and be considered separately? If not, a motion would be in order.
Move to approve, Mayor.
We have a motion to approve from Alderman Dixon. Do we have a second? Alderman Causey with that second. Further discussion. Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Causey.
Aye.
Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
All right, Zach, come on back, baby. We're moving into the regular agenda tonight, and the first item on that is our financial report and our audit presentation. And we have the esteemed Sina Schmitz-Rambo from the firm Blackburn, Childers, and Stegall here with us with the results of our audit, which you have, gentlemen, lady, in this very nicely bound, expensive-looking report that I'm sure a lot of effort went into. How are you, Mrs. Rambo?
I am excellent. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you for being with us. We much prefer for you to present this over Kevin Peters. I'll just tell you that. So,
I'll let him know.
yeah, please do. I'm sure he already does. Have at it, Sina. Thank you.
All right. Like you said, I'm Sina Rambo with Blackburn, Childers, and Stegall, and we did the audit for fiscal year 25, so ending June 30th, 25,
Bless you.
and just wanted to give a high-level overview of that audit. Thank you to Janet. I'm sure you all know how well she does, but I just want to also reiterate that the audit has gone very, very well, and we just appreciate all the work that she does and her team. And so very thankful that she's here.
Yep, we are
So
too.
for fiscal year 25, there were a couple of significant items that happened. So the final part of the software conversion to local government happened.
Yep.
So that's fully in place now. Also, the Jackson Theater was completed and a new special revenue fund was created for it to track it.
Yep.
So you will see that new fund in the financial statements this year. The report was issued on December 17th, which is before the state deadline of December 31st. And so it was submitted on time to the state. As we get into the report, as you held up, I'm sure all of you have read all 150 some pages of the report. But on pages 1 through 4 is our independent auditor's report. And so the first 2 paragraphs of that is our opinion, which is an unmodified or clean opinion.
Would you repeat that, please?
Yes, on pages 1 through 4,
Yes.
there is our independent auditor's report.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of standard language in that, but basically the first 2 paragraphs is the most important.
Okay.
That says it's an unmodified or clean opinion,
Very good.
which is the best you can have.
Thank you.
If you do not want to read the entire audit report, I recommend reading the management's discussion and analysis on pages 5 through 13. That is something that Janet writes, and it just gives a comparison for 2 years and some of the highlights for the year. So it provides a good summary of a lot of the things that happened in the fiscal year.
Okay.
And then you have your financial statements, your footnotes that just provide more information on those balances. And then in the back of the report, there is a schedule of expenditures of federal awards on page 90. So that's all the grant expenditures. That also includes the community facilities loan for the K-8 school.
Yep.
It was over $750,000 in total. And so there was a single audit, which is testing for grant compliance.
Got it.
And there were no grant findings. And then also there were no financial statement findings.
Great.
So I think that's some of the best things that we can report is there were no findings this year.
Great.
And I think all the financial information that you received throughout the year is good. We did not have a lot of journal entries or audit entries. So the information that you received, you can make good decisions on. And there's not a lot of changes when we get to the end of the audit.
Excellent.
So like I said, everything went well. We appreciate Janet. We appreciate the opportunity to work with the town. And I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Well, I've heard Janet's name multiple times.
Yes.
Being referenced by you, Mrs. Rambo. Janet, is there anything you would like to add regarding this audit?
No, just that it went very smooth. Blackburn Childers makes it very, very easy for us. I mean, you hardly know they're here, really. We try to prepare notebooks and give them all the information, and they sit in here and do their thing for a week, and they're gone, and it's extremely painless.
Well, like in any endeavor in life, the more you prepare and the better prepared you are, the easier it is to go through an audit like this. So, Sina, you know my question
Yes, I
that
do.
I've asked for now 11 years or 10. What is the financial health of the town of Jonesborough, in your opinion?
It is very good,
Very good.
but I will not give you a letter grade. I'm
You
sorry.
will not, I didn't,
No.
well, okay. Did I ask for
I'm
that
just gonna,
before?
nope, I'm gonna preempt that.
How about
'cause
a
that's
number
normally
grade?
What you ask.
How about a check plus wow? Can we have that?
Yes, there you go.
Okay, thank you,
All right.
Sina. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think that should be it.
Okay. Thank
right,
you,
thank
Sina.
you all very
Thank
much.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here very much. And thank you, all of your folks at Blackburn Children's for us, please. Absolutely. Janet, do we need to formally adopt this audit tonight?
You do not.
We do not. Okay. We will move on to the next item, special financial reports. More Janet. I want to highlight before you get started, if you look at the current year's tax billing, and this is vis-a-vis the last year's at the current rate that we've got now, you're seeing continued property tax growth. That's not a result of a tax increase. It's the result of property coming on the rolls of about $100,000. And we're averaging right now a cumulative of about a 7% increase in the sales tax thus far revenue for the year. We budgeted about 4. So that's another bright spot that I was able to glean from Janet's wonderful reporting. Janet, what else have you got on the special financial reports that you'd like to highlight?
Well, you covered the good news, so.
Okay.
And it's all good news.
All right. Any questions for Janet regarding the financial reports? If not, a motion would be in order to adopt as presented, please. Alderman Countermine with that motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Alderman Jenkins with that second. Further discussion? Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Countermine,
Aye.
Alderman Jenkins,
Aye.
Alderman Causey, Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
All right, we're ready to move on, y'all. Okay, communications from the mayor. Yeehaw. All right, so Jim's not here. I had a question for Jim, and that is the status of our data center ordinance that is forthcoming. Do you have any clue about that, Matthew?
We've discussed the agenda, but no updates on that.
That's right. That's what I thought. Okay. We'll catch him next month off guard. That's good. Got a really special announcement. The St. Patrick's Day Parade is March 14th, 11 a.m., right? And guess what? We're going to have green Clydesdales in this parade. I don't think they'll be green, but the Clydesdales will be in this parade. So when they were at the Jonesborough Christmas Parade, I think we lost count at about 15,000, 20,000 people at the doggone parade. Matt's back there shaking his head sideways. But it was a lot of people. So this year, I know that our folks, Isabel, are going to publicize, Isabel, the fact that the Clydesdales are coming again. And we expect to go from about 20 entries and about, 3,000 or 4,000 people last year's St. Patrick's Day Parade. Get ready. It'll be a big one with these guys here. It's always an adventure. And Bart Long with Bart Long Auctioneers is the patron saint of Clydesdales in this region. And he is a horse guy. We could have a different descriptor, but we'll keep it positive. He's all about horses, and he likes the bigger they are, the better they are. So more power to him. He's a great human being, lover of animals, and he uses these horses for promotional means too. And so he involves them in the community. So hope you can come out and see that. Did want to add something, Craig, and I know we've talked about signage in various parts of town. We're missing a couple of directional signs, one in front of First Baptist and one there at White's Auto Parts. Let's get a survey of our directional signage downtown completed. Big trucks, big box trucks are notorious for bumping them, and there they go, flying off the poles. Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry, you said First Baptist.
First
What was the other
Baptist
one?
and in front of White's Auto Parts.
White's Auto.
Yes, sir. Those two are very painfully missing, and then I'm sure we've got others. But let's add to our to-do list getting a survey of those signs so we can get them replaced, please.
Yes, sir, will do.
Please. Thank you. I got some committee reappointments tonight. You've got Tree and Townscape members Lori Rosenoff, Sue Henley, and Jeff Hoare. Can we have a motion, please, that they would be reappointed to their selfless duty on the Tree and Townscape Board, please?
So moved.
Alderman Jenkins with that motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Alderman Dixon with the second. Further discussion? Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Jenkins,
Aye.
Alderman Dixon,
Aye.
Alderman Causey, Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
All right, let's have a little fun. Let's do our employee of the month here. And I'm going to ask Mr. Tim Chauvin to come up here with me and engage in the fun. I'll get the paper on the other side. I can't walk and chew gum tonight, so we'll just stay right there, Tim. You're on top of it. All right. Hey, good, buddy.
Good, sir.
This guy right here is a hard worker. Is a hard working, wonderful human being. And ask me how I know. How do I know? Because I watched him go to heck and back. go to Heck, let's be nice, Heck and back, when our water system went down, like 2 or 3 years ago, and when Helene hit. And when Helene hit, everybody in the utilities department had to do everything pretty much for a month. And tell us just a little bit about that experience, if you can talk about it.
When we moved here, I just kind of fled from Hurricane Ian in Florida,
Bless your heart.
and I was not expecting the very next year
Bless your heart.
to, I thought hurricanes happened in Gulf States.
They do.
And so,
But they get up and walk around a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a surprise. I also was alive for Mount St. Helens
Oh, gosh.
blowing up in Washington State.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm not saying that I attract natural disasters.
Not saying that you're not lucky.
But I have noticed in all those, it has a way of bringing community together. And I did spend a lot of time down in Bumpus Cove, where everything is still looking pretty torn up.
Yep.
Just getting people back in the water and long hours and.
Tim always has a great attitude, and he is always super helpful. He's got a smile on his face, even if he's dragging and bone tired. He's a beacon and a ray of light. Let me read real quick. Town of Jonesborough, Employee of the Month for February is Tim Sugar. Tim joined the water quality team in August 23 as a meter reader. During his tenure at the town, Tim's maintained an active and dependable form of service, which included repairing meter boxes and meters in the flood-affected areas from Helene. Tim was promoted in the fall of 25 to cross connection specialist. Say that 3 times short. And he obtained his backflow testing cross connection distribution license. Interesting fact about Tim's supervisor, according to Tim's supervisor, Artie White, Tim achieved a score of 87 on his distribution license, which is the highest score received by a town of Jonesborough employee. That's awesome. Let's give him a round of applause. His job, he is organized, precise, professional, and ready to assist the water quality team in any way possible. He interacts with customers in a friendly way and is happy to assist with their questions and concerns. Tim is committed to efficiency. We're saying facts, which is good, and is constantly encouraging the team. He is a fantastic addition to the water quality team. It's my pleasure to recognize Tim Shogan as the Jonesborough Employee of the Month. Well job. Job well done, Tim. All right, brother. This guy exemplifies the best of our Jonesborough family, so thank you for all that, Tim. Very much. Okay. And thanks for bringing your family. You want to introduce them real quick?
This is my son Reed, my wife Shelley, my daughter Magnolia. We call her Noli.
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 Oh, wow. How cool. All right. Let me do my little slideshow. Are you leaving? You're welcome. Love you. Please tell your family we love you. Pray for Scott. All right. It's been a busy, weird month since we got together last time. I had an opportunity to travel as an East Tennessean with a lot of East Tennesseans to Florida to see something happen that it is now officially something of legend. And being there in this environment was certainly an incredible privilege. Phil Bachman was a car dealer in this region for a good many years, 50, 60 years. Phil was a lover of people, lover of automobiles, and as a young man, he actually started going out and borrowing money to buy Ferraris and put them in storage with virtually no miles on them as an investment. Now, when I tell my wife I want to make an investment like that, she looks at me very skeptically, with good reason. Phil Bachman got it right. And so I got to watch 47 cars sell and these were all stored in Greenville, Tennessee, in warehouses that you never know had Ferrari right off the Highway 11 in Greenville. These cars, 47 of them, sold for $126 million. repoed. And all the proceeds from these cars, the sale of these cars, goes to the Bachman Foundation, which has been established for the benefit of education, health, and welfare of people in Northeast Tennessee. So you heard Northeast Tennessee, East Tennessee, constantly in the sales. And the cars were so iconic. It was the highest rate, I think they set 20 records, something like that, of sale prices. So iconic, these cars that were sold will ever be known as Bachman Ferraris, like a brand. So that is me with Andrew and Leslie Farmer. Andrew worked with DD and White Children's, and as a financial advisor, and they just showed up down there, ran into them. There's a sample of the Ferraris. You like yellow? Did you have red and yellow? Had some blue. There's some more of them. Just car. That, friends, is Tom Foster. And Tom and I went to this thing together. Tom owns Foster Signs right up here on the hill. And he and Phil were real tight. So what Phil would do is he'd get these cars. He'd have them here. And he and Tom would doodle around and come up with a graphics package for them in Jonesborough. He'd do vinyl stickers for Phil to take back to Italy with the cars for Ferrari to paint. That paint scheme right there, just like Tom Foster designed it. Now, who says Jonesborough can't have a global impact? Look at that right there. That car sold for $3 million. What's Tom got away from? He being his wife right there with Tom. That car sold for $17 million. That's ends up.
Pretty good.
Nuts. I could have touched it, but I didn't want that, so I didn't touch it. But I mean, it's right there. And that's what the scene looked like with all these guys bidding in chaos. It was actually. Then I ran into a buddy of mine there, Nick Saban.
Oh, look at that.
We became friends real quick. I said, "Hey, Coach, you gonna buy any Ferraris?" He goes, "Yeah, 2 or 3." Well, I'm not. It's good to meet you. And he said, "You're the smartest man in college athletics, Coach. You got out of it." And he said, "You're not kidding." So that's a happy guy right there because he's no longer a coach. He's a Ferrari nut. He owns a dealership in Nashville, all kinds of other dealerships. Great to meet him, obviously. Paul Burns came through town. Paul is a gentleman, a retired Air Force person from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I forgot his rank. But Paul had on his to-do list to take that flag in his hands and to visit all 50 states and visit the most patriotic small towns in all 50 states and raise that flag somewhere in that town, hosted by town leaders. And that was Ruth, as you will tell right there. Ruth was there, and we recounted the Paul how the iconic flags on Main Street came to be. Thank you, Ruth. And Paul chose to come to Jonesborough because of those iconic flags and the fact that we are small to get back there. And then, and it was cold. Woo! Was it cold? We were freezing to death. Ruth insisted that she didn't need a hood. I pulled it up on her anyway. So there we are. But Paul came. We had a great time. He was duly impressed. Our fire department gave him a challenge coin, which was wonderful. And we were his 8th state that he had visited. He's going to visit 2 more on the way back to New Mexico. So he's taking in bites of 10 at a time. Doesn't know if he's going to make Alaska and Hawaii, but Paul was a wonderful person. I think we got all 20 or 25 of us out there with him. He got a taste of what a great little town we have here. Speaking of snow, that's just a random shot there on my landscaping lights. When you get a half that high on a landscaping light, it's really some snow. Thought that was pretty cool. I too scraped snow and had duties of my own, and it was relentless for 2 weeks. So gratuitous photos. And if you didn't believe it was a foot, there you go. It was a foot. And I got my scout out. Look at that. So there you go. That was a lot of fun. Get a little picture made. And it did go great with snow, in case you're wondering. Had an opportunity to visit last week. Yeah, we can go to that. Nashville. And get to see Governor Bill and he did his last State of the State address. And Bill Lee, for those of you who don't know, and I have no reason to know, actually made his final decision to run for governor sitting in front of the courthouse, with his wife and I. Back when he was discerning whether or not God was asking him to tell him to run, whether or not he would respond to that call. And that's one of the reasons he held the 225th anniversary party in Jonesborough and had the Elk Ridge boys here when he did, because Jonesborough is a very special place in his heart. And he's done a fantastic job. There's Lieutenant Governor McNally, Speaker Sexton, Rusty and Tim were there, had a great time talking to them. There's Rebecca, right in the middle of the floor there, conducting her worldly affairs. There's the governor, and gave a great speech. He is a man of faith, he's a man of action, and he has faced some of the toughest times that you could ever imagine. Everything from a pandemic to tornadoes to fires to floods to you name it. You can't make it up. And he's dealt with it. What a good steward, and what a great friend of Jonesborough. We've got five grants in right now. I did take with the state. I took the opportunity to lobby the governor, of course, while I was there. He was in a good mood. I can just say that. And Kenny, Maria, and the governor's wife on the right, my wife on the left. And we had a great time socializing with them after the event. And it was Jonesborough was the topic. The first topic, the second topic, the third topic. They're all about it. And at the residence, I want to bring this out to show you all. This is a chair Governor eats breakfast on every day. Now, can you see the little block letter? What that says? Oh yeah, that is a Curtis Buchanan chair. So different folks have bought shares from Curtis Buchanan here in Jonesborough, and they are the main dining chairs for the governor's residence in Tennessee, like the Monticello and other historic sites. How cool is that? There's the governor's residence. Anyway, oh, here we go. So this is our water plant tour. If you want a shot that kind of sums up why you need a new water plant, this is it right here. That's the back of our control panel, and it's realistically not to scare anybody. It's funny, because a lot of these older pieces, they're like the 1970s, 1980s computers that, look more like an Atari than a computer now. That's how they were connected. They've been disconnected, and they remain mangled back in there. They're not in use. They're obsolete, but that's the remnants of many computers gone by. And you can see that it's probably time to make a change. And so we're building a new water plant. Terry, adamant that he was not in use at that moment. Was on the tour. We were glad he wasn't in use. We wanted to enjoy himself. We had a great tour. I think it's safe to say that everybody reached a much higher level of understanding.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Of
sir.
the needs of the process and of the importance of our water system. And we had time. We had a little lunch. Had some fellowship time down there with the staff, visited the river. So we stood there at the intake. And the intake came within 2 or 3 feet of being wiped out like Greenville or Irwin. The reason it wasn't, because when that intake was built, it was deemed that the structure would be placed in a partial cliff where a cliff bank protected it from the ravages of the flood. So at the bottom, it was exposed, but up at the top, it was built into the bank. And that singularly protected that intake from being swamped and all the pumps being wiped out and kept us in water. Not to mention the heroic efforts of people like this guy right here. There's Cobra supervising, making sure we didn't fall off that concrete pad. All right, so we lost somebody this week. Well, several people. Coach Powell, Hobart Powell. When you talk about somebody who shaped lives, influenced men and women today in this community, boys and girls at the time, that he influenced them positively for decades, it was Hobart. Hobart was a sweet, 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 good man. Once drafted to play for the New York Yankees. None of us in this room would probably say that. What a gentleman. Devoted baseball fan, still a Yankees fan. Got to sit next to him at church right in front of him a lot. And every Sunday, the conversation would be the same, and it would end the same. It would end with "I love you," and it would end on mine with "I love you too." So just a wonderful human being. From Jonesborough subdivision, will never be the same again, and our hearts won't be the same without Brother Powell. So we love him and miss him. And we got a little thing that Channel 5 had on their website. I thought I would share with you. This will be our last item. I know you gotta go. But this is a Throwback Thursday from 1993. Mitchell, do you know how to start it? You got a mouse click?
Just hit it forward.
You hit it forward. All right, I will. So I guess when it was snowing outside, somebody at CYZ didn't have a lot to do. So they said, what kind of story can we do? And so the good thing is you recognize several folks in this. And so call them out and have fun with it as I did when I saw it.
You work hard. You care about your community. You volunteer. Invest in yourself with the online master's
There you
degree.
go. Here we go. What's back here? I want to study that. Look at these gals.
More than 1,000 miles later, we are on the last leg and the last day of our On the Road Tennessee tour in Jonesborough, Tennessee.
And someone we're hoping is not on his last
Right.
leg is Garrett Zikin. Oh, it looks like dinner time there, Garrett.
Well, it is kind of almost dinner time. This is the old kitchen of the old part of this house. Bet you never thought you'd see me in one of these, huh?
No, not really. Now, admit it, you've gone from Memphis to the mountains. Aren't you a little bit happier to be closer to home?
Yeah, I am. We've seen some really interesting sights, and every day it just got better. It really did. Today we're here in Jonesborough at the Hawley House, and you probably didn't know this, Cheryl or Leanne, but Jonesborough is sometimes called the mother of Tennessee. It was founded in 1779 by the North Carolina Assembly, and today it could be called a living museum of mid-19th century architecture. To get a better look at that architecture, we've climbed into a buggy and let Bud the horse pull us through historic Jonesborough on one of his tours. Each year, the town becomes more popular with the tourists, yet the residents stand firm in protecting the integrity and atmosphere of Jonesborough because they know that in the town's past lies its future. And if you'd rather see Jonesborough by walking around, there are several walking tours you can take advantage of here in town. The newest of which is called Discover Jonesborough's Times and Tales. Stories and anecdotes are told as you visit houses people currently live in, because after all, it's the people who developed this town's history.
Well, I think people really try and identify with what's going on today through their past. And with a historic town like we have here in Jonesborough, not only is it pleasing to the eye, but people love to come and see the down-home flavor and the comfortableness of a small town. And they enjoy that.
The town was the first put on the National Historic Register for the state, and it helps people see how Jonesborough came about from the past and still survives today. Well, a lot of people come here to see history, but we met one man who came here to get away from life in the big city. Steve Bacon opened Jonesborough's Trading Company, a store that offers a little bit of everything, including gourmet coffees and newspapers from around the world.
He's a baby.
His reason was simple enough. He likes to sip coffee while browsing through the paper.
Great environment to come to.
Look at that. He's a baby.
Sunday newspaper that takes you a couple hours to read, and you sit down here and you drink your coffee and eat a meal. It's a perfect place to come to on a Sunday afternoon.
Isn't that great?
And just because Jonesborough is a world from yesterday, that doesn't mean you can't keep up with the world today here. Leanne and Cheryl, quite a lot to see here in Jonesborough, a lot of history and a lot of places to take it in.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all for your patience with that. Thank Mitchell. Great job on the AV, baby. Thank you. Excellent. That was a heavy lift this week. I know. Yeah, very good. Love you, Tom. See you, buddy. All right. We will move on. Finally, ending mayor's comments. We have citizen comments. We've got two folks signing up here tonight. Tony Snap, come on up, sir. Give us your name and address. And you got 3 minutes, buddy.
My name's Tony Snap. I live at 1397 Prospects Way in Johnson City. I was a resident of Jonesborough for a long time. I got online today and looked at the internet, and I own Snap's Lawn Care, and I've been mowing here in the town for a long time. And I just want to tell you that I've stepped over backwards to help this town, and I want everybody to look back. I noticed my name wasn't on any of the mowing, and I've mowed in the past for years. I didn't go up on any of my prices. I was on vacation earlier this year. I got a phone call to try to help the town out because some employees were off on vacation. I called my guys in. We came in. We worked on this new school up here. I got paid to do it, but it was Christmas Eve week. I called my guys in to come into work. We worked after dark to try to get those fields up there ready for these teams to play in the spring. And we shoveled 2.5 triaxle tons of topsoil with wheelbarrows on those outfields, on those ball fields. I personally helped them. I personally lined the fields off to get those fields ready to play. I've mowed the Persimmon Ridge ball fields, and I just hate to see that my prices might not be the cheapest, but I take 100% dedication to help whoever and whatever they need. And I apologize for getting tore up, but I take pride in what I do. And I just wish whenever it comes through, if I can adjust anything to help out, I will. But I went down and did the ones at Persimmon Ridge and redid the infields down there for them and got all that ready to play in the spring. I've been doing this for 36 years, and I'm not doing it to be rich, because I'm not by no means, but I didn't go up on my prices this year, and I noticed that I didn't on there. My name's not on there for getting a bid. And I just wanted to tell you before you all voted or whatever you did, take a look back at it. I'm not trying to tell you to put me in, but just know that I care about what I do, and that's all.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud. All right, Ruth, did you sign it? Yes, Ruth, come on up. It's okay. Take your time.
Well, I think everybody knows me. I'm Ruth Verhage, and I'm here as the director of Jonesborough Paws in Blue with a special invitation to everybody here, and that is to come to our barbecue dinner on the 20th of this month. We'll have chicken and pork barbecue, so you have a chance to choose which you would prefer. Baked beans, coleslaw, and dessert, and then sweet and unsweet tea and water to drink. We'll also have a silent auction, which is always the most fun to kind of watch. We get a lot of contributions from merchants here in town, and as a result of that, it usually is the biggest part of our fundraiser. This is our major fundraiser for our canines here in town. It will be on the 20th of February from 5 until 9 p.m. at the Senior Center, which I want to commend those of you that were on the board when that was being built. It's a wonderful facility to use. It really is great. The cost, if you buy your tickets ahead, is $20, $25 if you buy the ticket at the door. Kids are $15.
Okay.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
We'll start to-go service at 5 p.m., seated service at 6 p.m. So I've got, if anybody needs a reminder.
And what day is it, Ruth? One more
It's
time.
the 20th of this month. It's a Friday evening.
Got it. Got it.
Anybody else have any questions?
Nope. Just leave them on the counter up there,
Okay,
please.
will do.
Thank you, Ruth, very much. Thank you for your dedication to our dogs, the community's dogs, very much.
It's been a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yep. All right. Alderman Communications. Anybody got anything tonight?
Mayor, I do have a thing or two.
Yes, sir.
I would like to express deep gratitude and thanks to the town, and more specifically the McKinney Center. The McKinney Center worked with Johnson City and Washington County schools in hosting a student art exhibit. And I'm telling you, they did a phenomenal job. The students students in Washington County, we have a lot to be proud of in looking at our young people, the potential that they have. from the 19th to the 23rd, the art exhibition was at the McKinney Center, and just some of the work that they did, the students, just phenomenal work. And it was Johnson City Schools and Washington County Schools, and it was just a great way to recognize Dr. King. And I'm very, very proud of the McKinney Center, but also Dr. Boyd and Dr. Slater with Washington County and Johnson City Schools. They both were there. It was just a very, very nice activity. And then also, I agree with the mayor too. The quality of the supervisor reports were just excellent, and it's really neat to see the town making some forward strides technologically, and seeing teams and talking about cameras at all of our facilities and things that we know that we need to do. And so that was really positive to see. So I really good reading the report. And also there's a lot of energy in the reports. The directors, yeah, and I'm hoping that says something about the culture of the town. I hope that that's a positive testament that people are really enjoying what they do. So again, really glad to get the report this month.
Very good. Thank you, Adam. Terry, anything?
Just keep Virginia in your love and prayers. She's got an operation tomorrow.
Yes. Anybody else? All right. Let's move on. Thank you. Town Attorney Matthew, do you have anything you need to bring up, discuss?
Not this time.
Okay. All right. Let's move on with our agenda here. 6A, old business. Discussion and possible action concerning second and final reading of an ordinance amending the Jonesborough Municipal Code, Title I, Chapter 5, Section 1-502, composition, appointment, and membership of the Recreation Advisory Commission to expand the membership from 11 members to 12. You have it in front of you, and we have had a public hearing. What is your pleasure, Alderman?
Mayor, move to approve.
We have a motion to approve as presented by Alderman Dixon. Do we have a second?
Second.
It's a tie. We'll give it to Zach. Alderman Jenkins with that second. Further discussion. Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Jenkins.
Aye.
Alderman Causey. Alderman Counterman.
Aye.
All right, that is approved. Move on to new business. 7A, discussion possible action concerning approval of resolution 2026-03, initial resolution authorizing the issuance of water system revenue and tax bonds not to exceed $15 million. When we talked about our water plant before, this is part of the process. This is where we begin borrowing as we build the plant. And this resolution authorizes us to legally do that, to pay for the plant as we go along. It'll eventually be funded by USDA Rural Development. I am assuming that I will read the caption of this resolution, 2026-03, initial resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed more than $15 million water system revenue and tax bonds in one or more series of the town of Jonesborough, Tennessee, to provide funding for certain public works projects and to fund the incidental necessary expenses related thereto. That's a mouthful. All right. What's your pleasure, Alderman?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Alderman Countermine. Do we have a second?
Second.
Alderman Jenkins with that second. Further discussion. Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Counterman.
Aye.
Alderman Jenkins.
Aye.
Alderman Causey. Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
All right. Next, 7B, discussion and possible action concerning full approval of a full bond resolution authorizing this issuance of water system revenue and tax bonds and bond anticipation notes not to exceed 15. Hey, thank you all for coming. Great to see you all. Absolutely. Not to exceed $15 million. All right. I will read this caption as well. Resolution 2026-06, a resolution authorizing the issuance, sale, and payment of not to exceed $15 million in water system revenue and tax bonds in one or more series by the town of Jonesborough, Tennessee, authorizing the issuance of bond anticipation notes prior to the issuance of the bonds and authorizing the levy of taxes to pay the bonds and notes. So you heard it in the caption, this is the bond anticipation notes, i.e. the temporary funding, the construction funding of up to $15 million. What's your pleasure, Alderman?
Mayor, move to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Alderman Dixon. Do we have a second? Alderman Countermine with that second. Further discussion. Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
Alderman Causey. Alderman Jenkins.
All right, that too is approved. 7C, discussion and possible action concerning approval of a resolution authorizing the submission of an application for fiscal year 2026 state community development block grant funds. All right, when I told you I was in Nashville and we had grants we were lobbying for, this was one of them. And so we are using this grant, this CDBG grant, which has yet to, I think, formally, I don't think those are open yet for application. But we would be using this for the road from Jonesborough's new elementary school down to Boones Creek Road. So that is something that is definitely needed, is to have a connection, tie-in to the future traffic circle on Boones Creek Road. And that will help alleviate congestion, and it will give a lot of folks in a lot of different areas another route by which they can avoid 11E completely. And I think that is a good thing all around. Isabel's shaking her head too. All right. Any discussion on this? If not, a motion would be in order.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve applying for this block grant as presented. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Causey. Further discussion. Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Jenkins.
Aye.
Alderman Causey. Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
All right. And 7D, discussion and possible action concerning approval of resolution hiring administrative services and engineering services for the 2026 Community Development CBDG Block Grant Program is what this item is. And of course, we did a request for proposals and ended up with community development partners and our own D. Todd Wood Engineering as the two recommended applicants. Cannot say enough good about both of those. I will just tell you, they do a wonderful job. We're very, very, very fortunate to have them. Any discussion?
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve as presented from Alderman Countermine. Do we have a second?
Second, Mayor.
We have a second from Alderman Dixon. Further discussion. Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Causey. Alderman Jenkins.
All right. Now, 7E, discussion possible action concerning the approval of a resolution for the ARC, Appalachian Regional Commission, grant application for the water line extension project. This, my friends, is for the 16-inch water line that will run along this new access road that will act as a backup, redundant water supply in case something happens, Lord knows what, but something happens to interrupt the water supply to the school and impede the fire system, the sprinkler system from being able to put out a fire. This is a redundant line that will come off Boones Creek Road instead of off of Skyline. So it's a big deal, very important. This is a $392,500 grant. And our utilities department will put this line in, and the line will be paid for by this Appalachian Regional Commission grant. So this is a key piece of finishing that access road and making sure that we do right as far as infrastructure and protecting our kids at the elementary school. Thoughts? Discussion? Motions? We have a motion from Alderman Causey to approve as presented. Do we have a second? We have a second from Alderman Countermine to approve as presented. Further discussion? Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Causey. Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Jenkins.
Aye. All right. Very good. And we are very thankful to the governor, the administration, the legislature, on all those for their help and support. You know, it's up to us to make things happen in Jonesborough. And we are fortunate to have great partners on the state level. So we're very, very, very thankful.
I appreciate the innovation too, Mayor.
Well, hey,
I-
thanks.
Yes, yes.
It's all good. I agree too, completely. All right. 7F, discussion possible action concerning the approval of mowing and landscaping bids. I'm going to say something. I want to say Craig Ford did an excellent job in the analysis and compilation of these bids. You can see it's even color coded back here on the back. And you heard from Mr. Snap before. Craig, what is the difference? This is a question out of the blue. I hope you don't mind me asking you unprepared. But what was the difference between what we were paying for the ball field mowing that was being done versus what the bid is now?
In comparing all the bids, and I would say too that Tony has, I've known him most of my life, and he has done a very good job on the fields. But you know, the situation we were at 39% higher than what we were
initially.
And so when we broke down the mowing bid, his bid was $65,280 more for the 32 mowing cycles than the lowest bidder. And then there was another bidder that was a little higher than the lowest bid that had experience in mowing athletic fields and that kind of stuff. And the bid was still $42,080 a year higher than that bidder. So in trying to make a recommendation to the BMA with the current fiscal monies that we have set aside for mowing, it was either the 39% increase or go a different direction this year as we did with the landscaping as well.
Okay, so we changed landscape contractors as well, is what you're saying?
Yes. We made some adjustments to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the recommendation ended up being the low bidder, is that correct?
No, it was the
second.
The second
okay
lowest bidder
with a $42,000 savings.
Yes,
yep.
And there was one of those that second lowest bidder bid on, which was the non-athletic areas of the Jonesborough school that Mr. Snap didn't bid on, but even including that, their bid was lower than what his was just for the athletic fields.
Well, we've got an argument or an obligation, I should say, that transcends personal preferences sometimes. Yep. And it's a stewardship argument. You are a product of Jonesborough. Mom and dad lived here and everything else. You grew up here. I know that. And you've done a fantastic job. But a $42,000 difference is a $42,000 difference. And it's just unfortunate that that's where it is. But we've got a net reduction. Is that correct in the overall price from last year?
A net reduction going this route of $4,404 a year.
And then
which is pretty phenomenal when we were looking at 39% increase.
Sure is. Sure is. And then on the landscaping, it's a reduction as well.
It's a reduction of, I believe, around 18,000
yep.
from what we had last year.
Yep.
A year, 18 a year.
For the entire year,
yep.
yes.
Yep.
Mowing is figured on 32 cycles, Alderman Jenkins, and then the landscaping contract is for 9 months out of the year.
Yep. Okay, Alderman, discussion. What's your pleasure?
Move to approve as presented.
We have a motion to approve as presented from Alderman Jenkins. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Alderman Countermine. Further discussion. Roll call, please, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Jenkins.
Aye.
Alderman Counterman.
Aye.
Alderman Causey. Aye. Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
All right, it is approved. Thank you. All right, Alderman, great meeting tonight. Thank you for everybody who attended. Don't see anybody asleep, so maybe we did a decent job keeping it entertaining. This meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.